Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to European Truck Simulator 2, and welcome back to midway between Dublin and Newcastle. Is that right? Yeah, that's about right. So we started here, we started in Dublin, and we didn't need to sleep, but we did need to end the video, so we pulled over here, and we're going right up here. Okay, cool. How far do we have left to go? 265K. Beautiful. And do we need to sleep? We absolutely do not. We've got 5 hours and 45 minutes of us left, and we've got about 3.5 hours of trip left. So that is perfect. Let's hop in, turn that off, let's hop in. There we go. Start her up. Lights. Beautiful. Wipers. Fantastic. Get rid of that, man. We too cool for school now. We don't need that. Brake is off. I'm going to back up just a little tiny bit. Try not to jackknife this thing. Right about there. And here we go. So what is going on? It is Sunday for me. Monday for you. If you live, well, if you live in the American South, and I know a couple of you do, if you live in the American South, you got some snow. We got some snow last night, about 6 inches. And it's still snowing, and this is not a part of the country that knows how to deal with snow. I know the first year I was in Mammoth, we had a 750-inch season. Say that slowly. 750 inches of snow on the mountain. Now, they didn't get quite that much in town. Town is about 7,000 feet, the mountain is about 11,500 feet. The mountain is right outside of town. But, come on, let me over, right. So they didn't get the full 60 feet of snow right in town. That was on the mountain, but they've got plenty in town. And then I lived on Lake Tahoe, South Lake Tahoe. Same deal, I lived in Colorado. I didn't live up that high in Colorado. I lived in Denver, I lived in Fort Collins, I lived in Grand Junction. Those are all three, well, Fort Collins and Denver are on the high plains, and Grand Junction is in the desert, so we didn't get a ton of snow there. But I've seen a lot of snow, and I think it's too easy to say, people can't drive in snow, people this, that. They're not used to it, man. It doesn't snow here a lot, so yeah, the town is absolutely locked down. Nothing is moving, nothing will be moving for quite a while because the South is just not equipped to deal with snow. They don't have the plows, they don't have the technology. So that is fascinating. There's also kids. I'm in an Airbnb in a townhouse complex subdivision, and there are kids just running all over. And I imagine some of them are seeing snow for the first time, and certainly snow this deep for the first time. They get a little sprinkle every now and then, just sprinkles. It's just sprinkles on top. But this is like proper snow. So they are digging it. That's what's new here. What else is new here? In my world, nothing. In gaming, some stuff is going on. You know, I always tell you about this. I kind of enjoy it too. I think this is one of my favorite parts of trucking videos, is you get to talk about gaming. So there is going to be a new DLC for Train Sim World dropping in just a few days. And man, you know, Train Simulator, and then the date, right? That the Train Simulator series is up to Train Simulator 19 now. And it, in my opinion, it's a really dated looking game. It looks really old. I think it looks terrible. I can't understand why they keep updating it. And the reason is because people have hundreds, and in some cases thousands of dollars invested in DLC. There have been hundreds of authorized DLCs for that series. Well, I guess Train Sim World is going the same route, because the Long Island Railroad just dropped a little while ago, and now I want to say it's the Trans-Pennine. It's another UK railroad, and that's going to drop on, well, it's pre-order until the 13th, and the dovetail model is typically, when it says pre-order until the 13th, that means it will drop on the 13th. So there's no release date yet, but the pre-sale, the pre-order in the Steam store is to December 13th, and today is the 8th? 9th. So 4 days. Okay. That's cool. So we'll get that, and you know, I'm not mad at Dovetail. I would like to see a roadmap, because I don't want to buy hundreds of DLC but I do want to stay current. And I think if they released a roadmap to say, just as an example, first quarter will be a U.S. Railroad DLC, second quarter will be UK, third quarter will be Europe, fourth quarter will be Japan or something. And there's a couple problems with that. One is you're going to turn off customers, right? If you want to sell as much DLC as possible, if somebody is into U.S. railroads and you say, U.S. railroads drop second quarter and something drops in the first quarter, well, of course that person's going to say, I'll wait, get a U.S. railroad. So by randomizing it, if that's what they're doing, by randomizing it, they keep you on your toes, right? Incentivize you to buy. And I have no problem with that. I like capitalism. And the other problem is planning. If they've got different work groups working on these DLC, they got to release them when they're done. They can't necessarily, hold them. You got to make that dough, yo. So I'm curious though if over the next few years, Train Sim World will roll out. Over years, I guess dozens. 3 years would be dozens, not hundreds. But you know what I mean. Are they going that same model of just really a lot of DLC? So curious. Looks good. I have to say, in the store page, though, for that Transpennin DLC, I hope I'm saying that right. Transpennin? Transpennine. Well, either way, in the notes for it, it really, the write-up, really makes it sound kind of run down, and it talks about, it's pretty harsh on the old Transpennine. So we'll see, but it looks good, and I've been pleased with everything that Dovetail has released to date. And the other thing I'm curious about is this DLC is 2.9 gig. So if you're not familiar with Train Sim World, the first one was Train Sim World CSX Heavy Haul, and that was a full standalone whatever. And then the DLC started dropping. Well, all the DLC obviously are contingent on ownership of Train Sim World CSX Heavy Haul. As a marketing guy, if it was me, I would have said, let's just call this Train Sim World, and then the first route that is included is the CSX Maryland route. I feel like by calling it CSX Heavy Haul, it certainly confused me. I thought it was... I did not know that there was going to be DLC for it. So when I saw DLC for Train Sim World, I was like, well, I guess I'll have to wait. All I have is CSX Heavy Haul. Wait a minute. So essentially these are, I think, obviously all the scenery and the rolling stock is going to be standalone. But I don't know what is contingent on TSW CSX Heavy Haul. I don't know if the actual game engine is included in there, or if it's simply ownership of that DLC, and maybe that has the UI and various other things, or I don't know. But the DLC are so big that it seems like it wouldn't take much to slip the game engine in there as well, because they have so much. They're so big because of the scenery and the rolling stock. But man, it blows my mind how big games are now. I'm old school gamer, real old school, and it blows my mind how big games are now and how small I can remember them being. So that's the only thing that's going on for as far as new stuff being released. And I've said several times now, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot going on until January, February, at least in SimWorld. There may be some other stuff going on in other forms of gaming, but I watched some stuff on YouTube. I watched Spider-Man. I watched Red Dead Redemption 2, some playthroughs, but it's just not my style of game to play. It's really not. I think they're awesome, but it's just not my style of game to play. And what else is going on? I think that's it. Now this is 1.33.2. something or other. The game has patched up a couple times, and everything has come in that I use. So Freakin' 64 Physics has patched up. I turned that back on. I love it. And I have my trailer stability at 0. True 0. Trailer stability is turned off, and I'm super happy about that. Keeping the challenge going. What else is patched up? Still waiting on Pro Mods to patch up to 1.33. And there were some other things that I was going to mention before I mention the big thing that I have to mention. I can't remember. Okay, so here's the big thing that I have to mention. This truck that we're in, the Pendragon Volvo, has been closed. Interesting. And here's why that is a big problem. We can convert this, and we probably have to at this point. We're going to convert this back to a truck. Right? We're going to take the rigid box off of it. And the reason we're going to do that is thusly. The rigid kit, let's think how I want to say this. So you got your RJL Scania. Then you've got your conversion to make the RJL Scania into a rigid box. And that is by cast. Then you have other people who made rigid conversions for other trucks. Let me turn my wipers up here. It's starting to rain a little harder. The rain is so much better in 1.33. It seems like you wouldn't even be able to notice, right? Like that's, you know, but you can really tell, and it is awesome. So then other modders used the KAST rigid conversion for the RJL Scania to make rigid conversions for other trucks. Mr. Capital has one for his MP3, and I believe Mr. Capital may have made this one for the Volvo. I don't remember. But at any rate, other people have used that mod as kind of a jumping off point to make their own rigid conversions for other brands of trucks. Well, that rigid conversion by cast updated today. It's not a Steam store item, Steam Workshop item. You have to download it from the Dodgy mod sites. But there's a big note in there that says if you have other rigid conversions by other modders that are dependent on this mod, do not upgrade because it changes a lot of things. Well, the things that it changes are things that I want, so I'm going to have to change it. However, we do have this rigid conversion on the Volvo. The Volvo is closed and the game is patching up. So I mean, at the very least, we're going to take the rigid box off. Now, I've got things like the Mercedes Antos, whatever it is, I got it. And it's a lovely mod. It really is. It's one of my favorites. It is not current. It's about 1.31 right now. Like 1.30.5. It's really, you know, and as I understand it, it was developed by one mod maker and then it was handed off to another one with blessings. Here you go. You take over. That's fine. But the new mod maker or whoever is taking it over, I feel like they're just not, you know what I'm saying? Modders like Cast and like Madster and RJL, they're super quick. And they get things done very quickly. Well, you know, people are busy. Not everybody has that kind of time. Not everybody, whatever. Maybe not everybody has that level of skill as far as coding and scripting and keeping things tuned up and, you know, going into a patch and seeing what's different and what needs to be fixed in a mod. Maybe not everybody can do that. That's cool. They give this stuff away. We can't really complain. We can, but we shouldn't. They give this stuff away for free. We should feel grateful. So, at any rate, it's closed. It's gone. And I don't know, honestly, if I want to keep it because... Oh, brakes. Ah! Okay. I was trying not to hammer them because of that trailer stability. So, I don't know if I want to keep this truck. And I know the frustration that I have with the Mercedes Antos. I love that truck, but like, I mean, we're up to 1.33. It doesn't have the hoses and cables yet. It doesn't have the hookup yet. And that's been out for what? 2 patches, 3 patches? So it's fine. I mean, you can't see the hoses and cables when you're in the truck. It's not that big a deal. But you see what I'm saying. In time, a truck, a mod, becomes far enough out of date that it does start to become a bit of a buzzkill. And I'm wondering if I don't want to get out in front of it and just get rid of this truck now, particularly if we can't use it. So at the very least, we're going to convert it back to a lorry, back to an articulated rig, and we're not going to drive it for a while because I have a feeling that, well, if we try to drive it as a rigid, it will crash the game according to the notes. So I think that's going to be what has to happen, and that is the only dependency that I see right now that we need to work on. The other thing that I saw, and I'm testing this stuff, like I'm bringing them in one mod at a time. The other thing that I'm testing is Grimes has already updated late autumn, early winter for 1.33. So our next episode, where we head north from Newcastle, continue working our way up toward our jump off point for Iceland. Our next video, we will be running the late autumn, early winter weather by Grimes. And we should also, I know we're going to be in a different truck. I haven't totally decided what truck it's going to be, but I have an idea. So, and that's not me teasing you. I only have an idea. A lot of things could happen between now and then. Anything could happen. So we'll see about that. But that's where we're at for now. I know, not the best traffic circle etiquette. What happens is I don't get over early enough. I need to, according to traffic circle etiquette, as I understand it, I need to be in the, if I'm not exiting at the next turn, the next opportunity, I need to be in the non-turning lane. So in this case, I would need to be in the right lane, because I'm not just making, oh dear. No traffic. Sir. Thank you. Oh, that was cool. That was very cool. Did you see that? The guy just totally went around me. Now, he may have been planning on doing that anyway. But maybe not. Okay. I do feel like the AI is getting smarter. I don't know how much smarter, but I do feel like they're getting smarter. Right. And through there. Beautiful. Should be okay there. Should be okay there. Right. So we turn around here. Yeah, it's a shame because I really love this truck. But, and I don't know. And like I said, I think some of it is being just busy with stuff, having a life. And I think some of it is particularly on what I think of as the handoff mods. And I don't say that, I'm not being disparaging when I say that. Like, I can't imagine how hard it is to, first off, make a mod, or even to, perfect, or even to take over a mod from somebody else. It's that's got to be hard, right? So 849 XP, not quite leveling up. Level 27. We're good to go. That's it. We're done, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of European Truck Simulator 2. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.